Hey guys, it's Jill. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. So today we are going to be doing a video I've never done before, but I personally love these kind of dinners, and they are one pot dinners. Literally, you throw everything in there, basically dump and go, except for the fact that you do have to do some chopping. But other than that, you dump it into a pan or a Dutch oven and you let it cook, and you have, it's easy cleanup, it's a delicious meal. You can add lots of veggies and stuff like that. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new here. Click that notification bell so you guys are always notified of every single video. Happy Mother's Day to all of you beautiful, amazing, wonderful mothers. And let's go ahead and get into this video. So for this one pot meal, it's going to be chicken and orzo. And I'm so excited about it. So you're gonna need about 8 drumsticks. You're gonna need 1 onion dice, which I just did that with my little onion chopper, which I highly recommend, and I will link down below because it is amazing. I'll also link my cutting board down below, my cutting boards down below, because I've been getting a lot of questions about those. But you're gonna want 1 pint of halved cherry tomatoes, half a cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, some garlic, some chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of butter, some orzo, and some spinach. So, like I said, this is all in one pot. Super easy, comes together super quick. So let's go ahead and get started. And this is the pot that I'm going to be using with that lid. Okay, so this is the seasoning that I'm using. It is the Weber roasted garlic and herb seasoning, and I'm just gonna go ahead and top some on there. These are just gonna brown up. Once you are done browning them up on all sides, you want to put them on a plate so we can work on everything else in the pot, and then these are gonna go on top of everything else. Onions smell delicious. I'm just going to add a couple of tablespoons of this minced garlic. We love garlic in this house. Do not overcook the garlic. Only cook it until it's fragrant. And then we're going to add this 2 cups of orzo and kind of toast it for about 2 minutes. Okay, now we are going to add the chicken broth. You want to stir it. Okay, so it has come to a boil. Go ahead and cover it, and then turn your stove down to a simmer. Then you want to cook this for 15 minutes or until the chicken is cooked and the orzo has completely absorbed all of the liquid. And then once we remove it from the heat, we are going to top it with half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Okay, so I just added the Parmesan cheese on top. This looks and smells so delicious. This one was was definitely one of my favorites. Again, it was super easy to make. I love orzo. Orzo is just so delicious. If you've never had it before, it's basically a pasta that's in the shape of rice, and it's just so delicious. This meal came together in minutes. It was so yummy. My kids loved it. It was delicious. Highly recommend it for sure. Okay, so tonight's one pot meal is going to be cheesy, beefy potatoes. Recipe is down below, and so will all of the exact measurements, but you're going to need 1 pound of ground beef. You're gonna need some russet potatoes. You need, I think, 3 cups, a medium onion, some olive oil, some Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper, 1 cup of diced carrots. It calls for 2 cups of cheese, but I'm gonna use this lower fat cheese, and it's 1 3/4 cups. So I'm just gonna use that whole thing. 4 ounces of cream cheese, 3 cups of beef broth, some minced garlic, and 1 bell pepper. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to work on chopping up all of the veggies, and then we will come over to the stove and we will start throwing everything into the pot and cook it all together. Okay, so the biggest thing that I would recommend for quick cooking is go ahead and have all of your ingredients right here ready for you. Go ahead and have all your measuring cups, everything all measured out, so you can literally just kind of boom, 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 boom. And on top of that, go ahead and have everything chopped up first. So let that be the first thing that you do before you start cooking, unless you're dicing or chopping something up as a garnish. Then you would leave that for last. But this is how I super duper easily cook really quickly. And then also on top of that, make sure you have everything cleaned up. So we've already chopped up all of this. It took me like hardly any time at all. And as you can see, everything else that I'm not using, I've already put up or thrown away in the trash. So I literally have nothing to clean up at this point. So that's a really good tip. Now let's get to throwing everything into this pan. I guess I can tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw in the onion, carrots, bell pepper, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, 2 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil, and then our ground beef, salt and pepper, and we're gonna go ahead and cook all of that together. So that's our first step. so it's smelling delicious. We're gonna go ahead and add our potatoes and our beef broth. Now, I'm using a lean ground beef. If you have a fattier ground beef, you're probably gonna wanna drain this. I don't really think that's fat. I think that's more kind of flavor. It doesn't look like I need to drain it, so I'm not going to. So I'm just gonna throw in my potatoes. And you want to go ahead and add your beef broth. And you want to push your potatoes down and make sure that they are fully submerged, or all of them are in the beef broth. And then you want to turn your stove down to medium high, or medium. Yeah, to medium. And leave this uncovered for 15 minutes to let the potatoes soften, and then I will catch you back here and we will work on with this cream cheese and the cheese and finish this meal off. Okay, so now you just want to add in your cream cheese, which was 4 ounces, and then we're gonna do half of the bag of cheese. I'm gonna mix this all in together. Take it off the heat, and then you just want to stir it all together so it gets all yummy and delicious, and cheesy, and creamy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this on medium and let this come to a little boil and simmer and let some of that liquid evaporate. And then we're gonna top it with the rest of the cheese, scoop it out, and serve. This potato and ground beef one, or no, it was ground turkey. There was a ground beef. It was ground beef. Not my favorite. First of all, it was very deceiving. I thought that all of the liquid was supposed to evaporate, and what I was left with was almost like a soup, which isn't bad because I love soup, but when you're envisioning that you're gonna have one thing and then it comes out to be another, it was just very disappointing. It took forever to cook. When it said like it was like a 20-minute meal, you're done, you're over, great. No, it was not. And then I had to keep putting the lid on and turning it up, and then it was not very tasty. It reminded me a lot of a cheeseburger soup, which I have some good recipes for cheeseburger soup, and if I was gonna make a cheeseburger soup, this would not be the recipe that I would go with. So I was just really disappointed, but if you like all of the ingredients, you actually might like it. Just know that it's probably going to come out into like more of a soup. I would say stew, maybe more like a stew than it is just a beefy, delicious potato kind of meal where you don't have a whole lot of like sauciness going on. Before dinner shenanigans. Oh, hey guys, I didn't see you there. Okay, so tonight we are having some pasta. It is called one pot sausage and asparagus pesto pasta. So you're gonna need half a cup of pesto, 1.5 cups of chicken broth, 1.5 cups of any kind of pasta that you want to use. I'm using brown rice pasta rotini. You're gonna need 1 red bell pepper, half a cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. I don't personally like to grate my own, so I buy it grated. Then you want to get a bunch of asparagus, half a cup of whipping cream, and then a 10.5 ounce or 11 ounce package of chicken, sausage. First thing that we're gonna do is chop everything up. We wanna go ahead and cut the sausage into little circles. Fry that up, and then we're probably going to, what are we gonna do after that? And then you wanna add the chicken broth, heavy cream, and pasta. And then you want to add the asparagus, red pepper at the end once the pasta has been cooked. And then at the very end, you want to stir in the pesto and the Parmesan cheese. This sounds so delicious. I'm so excited for it. We love pasta dishes around here, and this is something to kind of get in a little bit more veggies. So let's get to this. So you guys know me and how I cook. I like to multitask. So while these are browning, hold on. While these are browning, I'm going to go ahead and cut up our asparagus and also cut up the bell pepper. Okay, after this, it's going to come together really quick, so you're going to go ahead and stir in your broth, your pasta, and your heavy cream. You want to make sure you stir it together for one, and for two, that your pasta is in that heavy cream and broth mixture as much as possible. The recipe said to put it on medium. I personally have mine on medium-high, and that's where I'm going to leave it. But you want to go ahead and put the cover on it now, the lid on, and let this cook for 10 to 15 minutes or until the pasta is tender. Then you're going to add your asparagus, your red pepper, cook that for 1 to 2 minutes, and then you want to stir in your half a cup of pesto and half a cup of Parmesan cheese. And then it'll be time to serve it up.
I wake up from the sunshine on my face, so dehydrated, don't know what to say. Who's sleeping by my side? What did I do last night? Can someone make this headache go away? Yesterday was supposed to be quiet, being to myself and sit in silence, until I got a call. My friend showed up at my door. They wanted me to go out for a while. We were dancing in the dark with a feeling.
This one, oh my gosh. So the one that I used, the sausage that I used was like a chicken maple sausage, and just added this like delicious kind of sweetness to the meal. It was so good, but one thing I will say is the fact that it had heavy cream and like all that, like it wasn't rich and it didn't like taste rich, but it was definitely very high in fat. And so it was one of those meals that I didn't necessarily like want to eat a bunch over and over, but it was one of those meals definitely for like a treat or something like that every once in a while. It was delicious. I just loved the pop of the little apple maple sweetness that the sausage gave and the asparagus, and it was just so delicious. So this one, again, I highly recommend for sure. Okay, so tonight for our one pot dinner, we are making kind of like an unstuffed cabbage. It's like a cabbage casserole. So we need 1 pound of ground turkey. By the way, all of the exact measurements and everything is going to be linked in the recipe down below. But you're gonna need some instant rice, some water, some chopped onion, which Control's working on right now, half a chopped up cabbage, half of it. I might just end up using all of it. I don't know.
Did I?
1 cup of cheese,
Is this?
some olive oil.
Okay.
You can chop that off. Onion powder, garlic powder. It called for thyme, but I don't have it, so I just have some Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, and some water, which I don't know if I said that or not, but that's it. That's everything. So we're gonna go ahead and get to chopping. This should come together super quickly. You're just gonna brown up the ground turkey, add the onion in there, and then once all of that's cooked, you're gonna add your spices, your cabbage, your rice, your water. Let it cook until the cabbage and rice is cooked, and then you're gonna top it with cheese and you're ready to eat. So let's do this.
Felt like we had it all. We were dancing in the dark. We were dancing in the dark. Whoa, oh, 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 whoa, oh, 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 whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, 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 whoa, oh, 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 whoa, oh, oh. Every morning after feels the same. I know I only have myself to blame for drinking way too much. I guess I got caught up. Can someone make this headache go away?
I totally forgot you need a can of diced tomatoes. You were supposed to let the water, the rice, the water and the tomatoes come to a boil before you added the cabbage, but this will come out just fine. So go ahead, turn it down to low, put the lid on, and let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Dancing in the dark with a feeling in our eyes. Felt like we had it all. We were dancing in the dark. We were dancing in the dark. We were dancing in the dark with a feeling in our eyes. Felt like we had it all. We were dancing in the dark.
Stuffed cabbage casserole. It was really good. I have never cut into a cabbage before, and it was like really hard. I was like, why am I having so many issues? I thought it was gonna be, I know that cabbage is harder than lettuce, but I kind of thought it was gonna be like cutting into a head of lettuce, and it wasn't. It was a little more difficult. But I also did not think that my kids were gonna like it, and they ended up loving it. So I was really shocked when they were just, I was sitting there watching them as they were eating. I was like, and they destroyed their plates. I was like, you guys aren't gonna say anything about the cabbage? I just did not think they were gonna like it. When it came time for us to eat the leftovers, I did end up eating it, and they didn't want any more. They're really weird about leftovers. Even if they love something, they really don't like leftovers. They want something new or they want something different every day. And for this mama, I'm just like, I'm overcooked. I don't know. Are you guys overcooking with this quarantine? Comment down below and let me know, because I love my babies. I really do. But man, I am a little overcooking all the time. And then Ava's like, can you cook breakfast? I'm like, I already cooked lunch and dinner. You're on your own. So yeah, that one was good. It was really good. It reminded me for sure of like a cabbage roll, those things my mom used to make all the time, and I would be so excited when she would. And this was so much more easier to make than that. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and so did my kids. For our last and final one pot dinner, we are going to be making a Mediterranean pasta, and you're gonna need a box of fettuccine. You're gonna need 4 cups of chicken broth, no, 6 cups of chicken broth. So I have 2 of those, 4 cups is in each of those. You're gonna need some garlic, some red onion, some cherry tomatoes, some Kalamata olives, or any kind of olives. The recipe calls for black and green. These are my favorites. So you're gonna need a can of quartered artichoke hearts. That all is going to go in the pot all at the same time. And then you're gonna cook it on high, let it simmer, let the noodles cook up, and then after that you're going to add in half a cup of fresh dill and some feta cheese, and that's everything that you're gonna need for this pasta dish. I, however, am not vegetarian or vegan, and I like my meat, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in some of this chicken. So you can add that. You can keep it vegetarian, however you would like to do, but let's go ahead and get started on chopping the dill and the other things. I think I'm gonna actually chop these a little bit too, like give them a rough chop, but let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we've added our broth, linguine, olives, onion, tomatoes, artichoke hearts, garlic. We did a lot of garlic. And you want to add some salt and some pepper. So I'm going to do that right now. I turned my stove on high. And by the way, don't add too much salt if you're going to do Kalamata olives, because Kalamata olives are very salty on their own. So just some salt and pepper. Turn it to high, then you want to bring it to a simmer. And from there, you're going to simmer this uncovered on medium-low for 10 to 12 minutes. You're gonna wait until all of the liquid has been absorbed. And then after that, you know it's done, and you're gonna put in your fresh dill, and you're going to put in half a cup of crumbled feta cheese. And for the last one, the Mediterranean pasta, it was good. I will say I love Kalamata olives, but I've never eaten them warm before. I've only ever eaten them cold on like a cold kind of pasta dish. I really like them with orzo, more so fettuccine, and the vegetable broth. Actually, I don't know that I've ever used vegetable broth. It added tons of flavor, so I really enjoyed that. I just wasn't so crazy about the artichoke hearts being warm and then the olives being warm. And when I was cooking it, it was not the most pleasant smell by any means. But overall, it was good. It was one of those meals that, for me, I love leftovers, but I did not like having leftovers of that. I'm actually giving my parents the rest of it because it's something I know they're gonna love and enjoy. But it's just one of those things where I was like, it was good, but it was something that I would like to have like once and then I don't want it again, if that makes sense. Are you guys ever like that with food? You're like, oh yeah, that was really good, but I don't really want that again. I'm like that with some things, and this dish, while it was really delicious and really tasty, it was definitely something that I probably wouldn't make again unless I had a crowd that was gonna eat it, because the kids didn't eat any of it. The fettuccine was good. I would probably, if I were to make this again, do it with orzo, more so the fettuccine, because I think that the orzo would just kind of give it a different texture and a different taste. But it was very, very flavorful and really good. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you did, please give it a thumbs up, share this video. There's like 76% of you guys that watch my videos that are not subscribed, and we try to get to 70,000 subscribers. I can't even believe I'm saying that number. But my goal is to be there by the middle of June. So help me get there. It's a very attainable goal. It would be actually the quickest that I've ever gotten to 10,000 subscribers. But I know with your help, we can do it. Help make my dream come true. Know that I love you guys. I hope that you guys are staying safe, sane, and healthy. Let me know in the comments down below any new recipes that you guys have been trying since you've been quarantined. Maybe you love one pot meals, maybe some sheet pan meals, crock pot meals are coming back. I'm actually working on that this week. So hopefully when you guys see this, it will be up next week, because we love our crock pot meals. And I'm telling you, I made the first crock pot meal last night, and when I took my crock pot out, I was like, oh, I've missed you so much. I love my crock pot. I like to cook. I lied, I don't like to cook, but I have to cook because I'm a single mom and my kids gotta eat and I gotta eat. So I have no choice but to cook. So my choice and my way of cooking is definitely a crock pot. And it's so crazy because on those videos I get not so many people, but I actually get comments of like people saying, is this actually real cooking? And I'm like, it's a hot meal, isn't it? Thank you very much. Anyways, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.